Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 4, Episode 3. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you are back for a second or third time, then y'all already know what to do. Y'all please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend, phone a friend, call somebody over to a pajama party that you having and ask them about me. Shout out to Melody. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, the Scott men meet at Black. Nice to see you, Jalen. The Scott men plus Jalen. And Maurice comes, right? And he's like, well, I don't really feel like I got the apology that I wanted because Marsau's still joking. Maurice, you still think you're entitled to an apology? Okay. So they sit down. So Maurice is like, the fact that Tisha got to deal with it, Kimmy got to deal with it. Marsau said Tisha's fine. Please say it again, Marsau. Please. Okay. You were actually semi-honest on stage at the reunion, stating that you were actually around Hotel and his mistress. Maurice, stop trying to make it seem like you're so concerned with Tisha and how could you put Tisha through this? Just say, why are you doing this to me in my marriage? Just say that. I would respect that more than you pretending like you care about Tisha. Just say, hey, dude, I don't want my wife looking at me sideways. I'm not you. I would prefer that you be the Scott brother that everybody despises. Just say that. Or say, now, why am I in it? Shout out to Nene Lee. Maybe just ask him, now, why am I in it? So he said, Tisha is always fine. That's what she does. Okay, Maurice. Well, now Kimmy got to learn how to always be fine. So then he said, the picture gave it credibility. So Marsau said, well, what was your initial reaction? Maurice said, mine? I was like, oh, this ninja. He said, okay, well, what would a non-lying person say? Now, I have to say, in this scene, Marsau was speaking with all the sense. Honey, people can say what they want, but his senses were working. And he said a non-lying person would say, oh, he was there. Facts. So then Maurice lies yet again. He's like, the thing is, I said I was there before you posted the picture. Where were we? Because I remember vividly that part of the reunion. Now, I might not remember much, but I remember you just coming out of your mouth lying real quick. Marsau said, well, that's not what everybody else heard. Okay, please, Marsau, speak for the people. Speak your speech. We sure didn't, y'all. Maurice, you gonna take this lie to the grave. Carlos King. Please let this be the last episode about this picture. It really didn't give what y'all thought it gave. Because now to me, it's seeming like Marsau posted that picture for us to have something to talk about this season because Mel and Martell are not filming together. I mean, how many times we going to try to figure out if Marsau got a baby? Honey, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Then we have Kimmy. She not going to give us nothing unless it's she talking to somebody to give them a word of advice. Tisha ain't got no more events. I ain't seen her with an event since season 2. And, Mel singing all over the world. I think you're so uncool. I think you're acting a fool. And all my friends be roasting you. Shout out to Melody. And then, of course, we got Destiny competing with Melody. Turn me up, boy, you're on another level. Okay, so, I'm thinking now, okay, because I'm using my thinker, that y'all posted this picture for people to have something to talk about, and it's getting on my damn nerves. Okay, we're done with the picture. We're done with the Polaroid of it all. Maurice, you were there. You lied. Marsau, you're Marsau. Every day, all day. Your brother should know that. Martell, child, you here? So Maurice said, you don't feel like you owe me an apology? Like you put me in the midst of mess. Marsau said, I'll give Kimmy an apology, but you put yourself in the midst of mess, acting like you had never been there. I know that's right. Maurice said, everyone on stage knew I was there. So then in the confessional, Maurice was like, Marsau's pride just won't let him apologize to me. Okay, now this is my unpopular opinion, honey, and people might not agree with me. In my eyes, he doesn't owe you or Kimmy an apology, really. Like you owe Kimmy an apology for lying on that stage. Because immediately upon going to the back, Tisha was like, why didn't Maurice say he wasn't there when he was there? You lied. So then Hotel Holt shows up. Hey, Hotel. I saw your little night out pic all over Beyonce's internet. Honey, I hope we ain't gonna have to talk about that next season. So anywho, so they start talking and they're asking him about the book sales, and he asked them to bring their kids to the book signing. Neither of them can make it because Maurice is going on his honeymoon. So he asked Martell if he felt like Marsau was being hurtful posting that picture. Maurice let it go for the love of Polaroid. Let it go. Martell said, well, at first I thought it was humorous, but then I thought about it and I'm like, he's married. Okay. And he was married when he lied at the reunion. Ciao. So Martell was like, yeah, he said he wasn't there, so we should just say he wasn't there. So Marsau gonna say, well, he need to tell me he gonna lie before he lie first. Not y'all sitting around discussing the parameters in which to lie for Maurice. Child, this is a whole fool. Marsau said, I'm not taking the blame. I'm just not. So then Martell brings up Louis and how they went at it at the reunion. He said, I felt bad for them. Marsau said, I was not going to let them just talk about my marriage. Well, honey, that must be just for them, because didn't Hotel say that you had 20 women's? That's why we can't get this rumor gone now, because of him. And then he went and told Mel, and Mel ran and, dropped a little seed with Tisha. So it's just for Louis? Okay. Marsau said, if you throw a match at my house, I'm burning yours down. Ooh, baby. Martell said, okay, I feel like Marsau owes everybody an apology at this point. I'm not saying it. I feel like the only person he owes an apology is Tisha for enduring all those years of suffrage. That's the only person I feel like he needs to apologize to. Martell is still defending Louis, and Marsau said, well, do you feel like I bullied them? He said, yeah. Well, he feels like they came in too hot on his marriage, and Marsau is used to people not repeating what he says, and Louis ran it back. That's the whole problem. See, he kind of got Martell and Maurice trained. They all do their dirt together. But see, Louis is not involved in the dirt yet. So when he heard what he was saying about Tisha, he ran it back to his wife, which Louis should have kept that between his friends. If I tell you something, I don't want you running it back. So I think that's the problem that Marsau is having. So then Martell says, some people don't know that they've overstepped boundaries until you set the boundaries. Okay, Martell, sounding like you got a little bit of sense. Marsau said, okay, that's fair. I mean, I'll sit down with the guy. In the next scene over at the Whitlows, Louis is doing something, and Tiffany thought that they were going to be cuddling and whatnot. And she's like, the kids are not here, but the cameras are. Okay, please spare thine eyes. Please spare thine eyes. I do not want to see nothing that you and Louis got to do, honey. He's like, it's just going to be a minute. So she keeps repeating over and over, the kids are not here. The kids are not here. Okay, Tiffany. Ooh, child. So in the confessional, Tiffany is like, our internet is out, so Louis is going to fix it. He's running some wires, but, I got a place he can run his wire. Ill. Okay, just ill. I could have gone my whole entire life without hearing any of that information, Tiffany. Oh, my God. So she sits on Santa's lap. So she tells him about the messy pajama party and how she was hashing things out with Kimmy and how Stormy came over to give her 2 cents with all that smacking she was doing. And she's like, I just don't know why she came for me. She watched the show. That's what she did. She watched the show. She saw the people tweeting. She saw that we didn't like you, and she came in hot. Get it together. So then he tells her about, Martell coming to the gym and proposing that him and Marsau talk. He was like, what do you think about that? She said, just y'all? He said, yeah, I want to ask him, what problem does he have with us? Well, for one, it's your wife and her big mouth. That's really what it is. Like, you being married to her and having to defend and protect is just collateral damage at this point. That's how I feel about it. I feel like Marsau doesn't like y'all as a collective because Tiffany kind of, she didn't do well on the first season. So, I mean, now you have to be responsible for taking up for her. So Tiffany said, well, after maybe we can do a double date because, I've known Marsau for a long time. Really? Well, that's interesting because last season it seemed like you never met Marsau. This is crazy. So Louis gets upset and he's like, that's my point. Don't act like you don't know me. Well, you can know of a person and not know a person. So how well do y'all know them? And if you upset about it, so he acting brand new is what you're trying to say. So Tiffany is like, he really has a big personality. Louis said, and F that. Baby, Louis does not want to hear it. And I think this season, Tiffany is saying to herself, child, I'm not going through the hate that I went through last season, honey. I'm going to be nice to everybody, even when I'm on camera. Now, what me and you talk about when these cameras go away, that's something totally different. But baby, I will not be fighting for my life in these Twitter streets, and I will not limit my comments on Instagram. Because poor thing, I went to her page. This is just a side note. And I said, let me see what Tiffany is doing. So I went over there and looked, and all of her comments on her post are limited. And I said, that's not right. We really couldn't stand the fact that she came in and said what she said to Destiny, but nobody should be bullying her in her comments and acting like they despise her. I mean, it is definitely other people on reality TV that people could target. Okay, outside of Tiffany and her Payless dyed shoes. So I felt kind of bad for her. So I think this season she's trying to, spin the narrative and create a different personality. Honey, but I got my eye on you. Moving forward. So Louis getting all hype, honey. I mean, he hollering. She's like, it's me. It's me, your wife. It's me. Well, baby, he going in. He said, sorry, I'm just passionate. Well, baby, you hollering all up and through her ear. And maybe she looking crazy because why are you breaking our perfect persona? Remember last season, we told them that we don't get angry. Okay? So he said, well, you know, if you want to be friends, then cool. But if you want to talk about it, then just talk to me. Like, we're both grown men. And if you got an issue, then you need to say that so we can move forward. Oh, child, not moving forward. He's like, if you want to be cool, then we can be cool. Well, I think he acting a fool and all his friends be roasting you. So she said, so are you worried about getting physical? Girl. He said, no, babe, please. She's like, yeah, because you too old for all that. He gonna say, oh, I still rock a dude. Louis, please. Okay? I don't want to hear nothing about that, child. In the next scene, Mel and her mini-me, Mariah, she's telling us that they both have a love of acting and she's helping Mel with this reel for an audition. They look just alike. Just alike. I'm like, oh. So they're going over the script, and while they're reading it, I'm like, Mariah did better than Mel. Mel, make it more natural. Like when you were going over the lines, it was like you were almost becoming a caricature. Just be that character, but the way that you would be it. And I think that it would come across a little bit better because it was giving like unnatural. But that was too cute. I love the inflection in Mariah's voice. I love the way that she was saying everything. She was working the camera. I'm like, you go, girl. So then Mel starts having a conversation with her about why she works so hard. And she's telling Mariah, I work so hard because I don't want to have to depend on anyone, especially a man. I know that's right, Mel. And she's telling us that she's having these talks with Mariah because she wants her to know that you can do it on your own. And she wants to be an example for her daughters and even her son to see, listen, you don't have to put up with any old thing. I walked away and you can do it too. So then she asked Mariah what her dream was. And then baby girl said it was to be better than Venus and Serena. I know that's right, girl. And you can. Okay, anything you put your mind to, you can do it. I thought this was such a special scene. There were 2 special scenes in this episode. This was one of them. And then the next one, well, I think the one after this is another one. In the next scene, Martell goes over to his mom's house because, honey, now this wasn't no special scene, child. It's just Martell roaming the streets. So he goes over to his mom for her to taste this sweet red wine that he's coming out with. Since he's not much of a big drinker, he thought mom could help him with it. No, mama is the one that you could film with that day, and you ain't fooling me. So he's showing her the bottle of packaging, and he said it says Capende de Wante, which means loved by all. Okay. We're going to have to work on that name. We're going to have to tweak that name a little bit, honey, because I don't know about you being loved by all, honey, in any language. Miss Marlene is excited because, you know, that's her baby, honey, and she ready to try this wine. She likes it, and she was like, so what made you want to do a wine? He going to say, well, you know, there was a red wine that was sweet that me and Mel used to love, and I mean, I'm like, oh, child. I knew Mel influenced this in some type of way. Oh, Martell, why did you do that in your marriage? Why? Clearly, you're still infatuated with the woman. I ain't gonna say love, honey, because when you love somebody, you just don't treat them bad. Oh, how I feel so sad now that I want to leave. Shout out to Donnell Jones. So, why did you do that? You went and got a Mel as an assistant and or manager. Talking about she been around since 7th grade. Now, you're creating a wine based on the wine that you used to drink with Melody. Okay. He said, you know, the wine started selling out when he started telling people about it, so he decided to make his own. Oh, okay. So Marsau and Tisha's black champagne didn't influence you at all? Moving forward. Baby, Miss Marlene drinking this wine like moonshine or a mixed drink. Do y'all hear me? I said, slow down, Miss Marlene. Baby, she mixing it, honey. She's like, I'm a little tipsy, but I like this one. Which one? Huh, Miss Marlene? Which one? Baby, this is a mess. Martell said, well, even though mom was doing it her way, she still was helpful. And he said he's proud of himself because last year he felt like he was at rock bottom. And she said, you know, I'm proud of you too. Even though you thought you were at rock bottom, it was just a test. And now you standing tall. What did I always tell you? You treat people right. You look. I'm like, okay, Miss Marlene, you're going too far, honey. Because treating people right would imply that he treat his damn wife with a hill of beans and worth some respect. Now, I'm with you when you're right, but you're wrong. Just, child, you know that's her baby. So she going to pour into him right or wrong. So then he tells her about the book signing and Mel having the kids there, and even though it's her week, and he's hoping that she will bring them. Moving forward. In the next scene, Marsau is at home doing family time, and they're about to make s'mores. So Marsau up here lying, talking about, you know, I just really don't even know how to make a s'more. It's literally a graham cracker, a marshmallow, and some chocolate. Put it over some heat and enjoy. Boy, So MJ, which is his son, he's like, okay, so you own a cigar lounge, you know how to fix a car, and you make popcorn from kernels, but you don't know how to make s'mores? MJ, I think that's how we all make popcorn. But, run your daddy resume down, sweetie. Baby, he say you make popcorn from kernels. Oh, honey, how the rest of us been making it? When I tell y'all MJ had me stumped, honey, I had to go in there and look and see how I was making popcorn. I'm like, is it already popped? Oh, honey, this is a whole fool. Marsau said when he was in Africa, he thought about work a lot. This is what he's saying in his confessional. He said, but truth, generational wealth is spending time with your family, making memories, giving them value and wisdom. So then they started talking about their family trip to Africa. Oh, okay. So y'all get to go this time. Y'all might want to call Monique and Chris and let them tell y'all about the family-friendly things to do. Child, not y'all going back to the scene of the crime, allegedly. So MJ suggests that they go to sub-Sahara Africa. And Tisha was like, is that good for kids? Here go Marsau. You do know there are kids in Africa. Wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute. When he said that, I hollered so loud. So MJ was like, and they also have running water. Child, this is a fool. Child, girl, listen, Tisha, you better go over there and watch Young, Famous, and African. Child, everything is happening over in Africa, child. So Marsau starts talking about all the things that they can do since he went already. So in the confessional, Tisha gonna try to be passive aggressive, child. She gonna say, well, do you think you could be our tour guide since you gone already? He gonna say, absolutely, that's why I went. Marsau, shut up. He gonna say, I went to survey the land. No, you went for something else, child, and we don't know what it is. So we just gonna keep creating our own narrative because we cannot believe that you up and went to Africa without your damn family. But this scene was cute with the kids. This is another sweet scene. I love it. I want to see more of the family scenes with Marsau and Tisha because their family is beautiful. Mel looked beautiful with her daughter. They have some beautiful families. So I like seeing those scenes and more scenes with MJ. Baby, he giving the judge, okay? So the kids go upstairs and Tisha is like, thank you for this idea. It was fun. He was like, you don't have to thank me. She said, I know, I just got to get used to this stuff. Oh, that is sad. Family time shouldn't be only when the cameras are up. Poor thing. So then he tells her the other M's ran down on him and Martell thought Louis was being bullied. So Tisha was like, well, he said we had a bad marriage. So to me, that's not bullying. Oh, really? Okay, keep that in mind, Tisha, the next time somebody speak their speech, okay? So he's like, they want us to talk about it. And, I said it was cool. So Tisha said, it's funny at this point that people always have something to say about us and telling you what you need to do. Like it was funny how my mama was talking to you about that apartment. Girl, that's not even a transition. That ain't even transitioning right. Not it's funny how people tell you what to do, and it's funny why my mama was asking you questions because dang on well that Miss Wanda is your mouthpiece. Tisha, girl, goodbye. She was like, where are they getting that you have a secret apartment? Where did that come from? He said the same blogger that said I had babies that could read. Tisha was like, it's just so many social media bullies. Well, isn't that ironic? So Marsau said, well, I'm not going to spend time defending myself to people that are set on getting me wrong. Like, they don't want to know me. They don't want to know that I'm a good guy. They want to know what they're creating, so I'm not about to defend that. He said, look, my license plates have my name on them. Not safe. He said, my truck is unique. So if my car was at a secret apartment, there would be proof. Well, honey, I'm not sure you would be dumb enough to drive a marked car. Come on now, Marsau. Now that flew over Tisha's head, but I would have been like, yeah, like you would drive your car and park it out front. Whatever, boy. So Tisha was asking him if he ever talked to Martell about the secret apartment. Okay, this is giving me Candy's sex dungeon. It's like it doesn't exist, but people have said that it does. So Marsau said, no, I don't talk to Martell about, I don't talk to Martell about that. I can tell you're lying because when you're replying, stutter, 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 stutter. Shout out to Joe. You're lying, okay? So in the confessional, she was like, well, if Marsau doesn't talk to him about the rumors, then what y'all be talking about? I hate how Marsau acts like he's so far removed from Martell. Y'all are friends, sir. You hang out together. You talk. Stop it. This is the second episode in a row where you're trying to act like you don't do the same as Martell. You're just better at it. Martell is a bonehead. Okay? He needs guidance. He ain't even got a builder's license, child. He looking at what everybody else doing and he's mimicking that. You made some champagne. He making some wine. Mel taking a photo shoot with, African garb. He took a photo shoot with African garb. Martell is follow the leader. So stop acting like y'all are not friends. Cut it. So then he was like, I told you I was at Black and Martell and Maurice talked to me about the Louis situation in the picture. Okay, she's not talking about only that time. So then he started saying Martell called him because he doesn't want anything to hurt his marriage. And I was like, okay, Marsau, you started talking circles. And he was asking Tisha, are we good? She was like, yeah, we're good. Y'all ain't good, Tisha. And it's okay. Oh, child. In the next scene, Kimmy and Maurice are getting ready for their honeymoon. Honey, she's been waiting forever. And she's like, anytime I can get away, I'm just happy. So then she starts telling him about Mel's pajama party and how Tisha and Destiny weren't there, but Kiki was. She's like, make that make sense. Honey, it didn't. Okay, it's all for mess. So Kimmy is telling Maurice that Kiki was basically being messy, bad-mouthing her own blood. But Kimmy, did you tell her that though? Okay, because I want to make sure that they don't try to implicate you in no mess. So you can say, listen, I told them that wasn't the right thing to do. She said Tisha wasn't even there and she's been going through these things for the last couple of years because of lies and social media. It's to the point that it's unnerving to me. She said, I just thought it was weird that Kiki was there. So Maurice is like, well, you should talk to Tisha and Destiny. Maurice, why is she talking to Destiny? Tisha was the guest of honor. Honey, Destiny ain't got nothing to do with nothing. So Kimmy said, look, that Miss can wait. I'll talk to them when I get back from my honeymoon. I know that's right. In the next scene, it's the day of the book signing for Martell and the kids, and he's super excited. Mel 2.0 was asking him about the kids, and Martell was like, I reached out, but she hasn't responded in days. And, we sent the information to her a while ago. And so Mel 2.0 was kind of nodding in agreement. Like, yeah, we did send her the information. So then she's telling him that Mel is not safe with him yet as far as co-parenting. So it's not going to probably happen like he thinks it's going to happen. It's not his week. So the book signing is underway. But Martell is signing the book all alone. Child, this is sad. So then she tells him, well, maybe you should try to call her. So he tries to call, went straight to voicemail. Meanwhile, we see Mel at the house and she's calling her mom. They're FaceTiming and Mel tells us that she had a death in her family. Well, 2 actually. So she's taking the kids with her back to her hometown. And she's telling us that she got an email from Martell about a book signing, but it's strange to schedule a book signing on the week that you don't have the kids legally. And I have to agree with that because Martell, you know the schedule, so why would you create an entire book signing on a week that they are not with you? So her mom is like, he's trying to control you. Miss Vanessa, I don't think that. Okay, I'm not a Martell fan, but he's a good dad to those kids. He really is. I don't think that this was malicious. He just doesn't think. Okay, I think he was hoping to see Mel though. I'm not gonna put that past him. I think he planned it so he could see Mel on the slick, and he ain't fooling me. So Mel said, it just feels like he wants me to bend over backwards and do things when he says do things, but this is my week. She said, hopefully he plans something on his weekend. Martell, why would you plan something on her weekend? While you in that tub with those roses spread ever so, you should have been signing them books. So then the Whitlows stopped by asking about the kids, and Martell said, he has no idea why Mel would not have allowed the kids to come other than it's not his weekend. But the court says specifically that on days where things are special, the kids can come. And this is special. Well, Martell, she could have had plans with them as well. Co-parenting is just hard. Okay, it's really not a right or a wrong answer. Co-parenting is hard. I won't pretend like it's not. Compromise has to happen on both ends, and then when there are still hurt feelings involved, then, we kind of be petty, but we really ain't trying to be petty because we got to think about the kids, and it happens. But she really did nothing wrong because it is her week. Now, Mel 2.0 should have known the children's schedule, and she should have scheduled the book signing accordingly. So it's sort of her fault as well. I do feel bad for Martell, though, because I know it meant a lot to him for the children to show up, and baby, this book signing is so empty. But this is what happens when your family falls apart. Then you have to figure things out like this. So the crowd is waiting for a reading, so 2 of the kids filled in for them. And then they show a split screen of Mel leaving for her trip back home. This scene really broke my heart. It really did, y'all. I did not like seeing that because it just reminded me of what happens when our families break up and the effects that it has on not only the children, the parents, the people who love you. Like, it's just a big old mess. Like, I wish they could have been there. I wish there would have been a way for the kids to at least stop by. But in all fairness, it is Mel's week. And that was the end of the episode. It wasn't really a lot that was happening, but it still was a nice, wholesome episode, and it was something to watch, child. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.